Hello and welcome back to more Dungeon Descenders. Today I'm going to be attempting the insane hardcore solo Ironman challenge with the Warden, which honestly should probably be easy because this class is kind of broken. But I guess we'll see whether that holds true. Better look insider man. Of course. Okay, audio's acting up again. Of course, starting with the deeper well. I saw no energy today, feeling under the weather. My sleep has not been good. And I'm not really capable of increasing my microphone volume because it's already maxed. I think there's something I might be able to do. Is that a bit better? Basically just changed my compressor settings. The thing about this class is all of its towers are just ranged attacking towers. It doesn't have any blockades or ores or anything like that. You think they're just strong enough to where that doesn't really matter? These are the basic tower that the Warden gets. Angry Blossom. It's also the highest HP tower she gets. Look at this damage they do. It's kind of a lot for so early. These did end up taking a chunk of damage from the two goblins that came this way, but not too much. Yeah, I was messing with my audio settings a little more, so that could be the reason I sound more quiet now. Explain the differences between this person, the princess I played before, and the countess. Oh, the countess had a bunch of physical towers and blockades. And in terms of weapons, it used swords. The Warden uses spears as weapons and just has a bunch of damage dealing ranged towers. But the amount of damage they do is just absurd. It's like my cars here are ticking. Maybe a bit too much here. Onto... okay. Avoid taking any damage. I can increase my tower damage even more. Rebuild these. Fun. DLC character. It is the newest character added to the game. Most of the characters in this are DLC actually, but I think the recent era of characters post the update hiatus, for lack of a better way of putting it, I significantly stronger than the others. So this would be the Hermit, the Gun Witch, and the Warden. It's not able to pick that mana up in time, but it should be fine. More sludge launchers. All the archers are coming this way now. They're dying so fast. Yeah, the Countess is basically a gender swapped version of one of the original four. So it's pretty much equal in power, just a little more suited to tower building as opposed to being a DPS. The character I originally finished this challenge with was the Hermit, which again is one of the newer, more powerful classes. That arrow almost hit me. And I let a goblin hit me there. So with my experience bonus, okay, the blossom went down over here. Go ahead and rebuild that. Since the intent of the game is co-op other specific roles that some units fill. Yeah, there are definitely some characters that are like classes that are better for DPS, some that are better for building. And in terms of building, you have classes that are better for building attacking towers, classes that are better for building supportive defenses, classes that are better for building blockades, and even across DPS classes, it got ranged and melee DPSs, some in block whereas others can't. Some are better for sustained damage while others are better for burst. It should basically be good now. I just need to make sure my defenses don't go down. Not mean to upgrade, just need to repair. Some people even build characters specifically for buffing other characters or specifically for upgrading defenses. Or specifically for buffing defenses. There's definitely a fair amount of build diversity and specialization in this game. Like Borabots? Basically, yeah. Like the monk's hero abilities are good for bussing and shielding heroes and defenses nearby. The summoner can have two pets equipped at once, so they'll often equip two pets that buff towers nearby, so they'll basically have a dedicated AFK tower buffing summoner. Alright. Let's see what I got. This is good for melee damage. This is... I would say it's good for range damage, but its projectile speed bonus is negative 1060, which makes it pretty much unusable, sadly. don't really have a good ranged option here. This would have to be this thing. Games with diversity of player, the ones that always cultivate most devoted fans, it seems. That does make sense. Since I think being able to play the way you want is a appeal of games. This thing is slightly worse tower stats. It doesn't have the big negatives. It's pretty good for the start of the game. Variant. Not bad for starting stats, I don't think. Let's just jump straight into Foundries and Forges. Since Angry Blossoms are so cheap in terms of defense units and are also the Warden's most tanky towers, they're basically the best option she has for a makeshift blockade. So I can just go ahead and put rows of them on the front line. I only have enough mana for 2 on each side right now. And hopefully that's enough to where I won't need to interfere at all. If I can just let my defenses handle it and my crystal doesn't get hit, that's the best for experience gain. Those goblins are coming up this side. Yeah. Finish building my rows. I am able to get them up in time. Deal with these archers. I shouldn't even get a single shot off. And I can start on my sludge launchers. The nice thing about sludge launchers is they remove elemental immunity of anything it hits, which enables the cloud towers to hit electric immune enemies as well. The downside being sludge launchers can't hit poison immune enemies. But the angry blossoms can pretty much handle those themselves. That's not really an issue. Obviously, I don't have any cloud towers up yet. Speaking of devoted fan bases, I think the game that always comes to mind is Team Fortress 2. That game seems to have very dedicated fans. There are people who play exclusively Team Fortress 2. And I think a lot of people attribute that to its roster of characters and the build customization. RuneScape and Pokemon are very up there too. Well, the big draw of Pokemon, I think, is there's so many different ways you can enjoy it. Obviously, there are cards you can collect. There's the anime to watch. And even within the video games alone, there's so many different ways you can play them. Welcome, Foldress. A human should suffer the fate of exclusively playing PF2. I believe those who do, in their cases, it's self-inflicted. I'm not really into shooter games, so I don't really get the appeal myself, but so these are wisp dens, which are potentially the most broken tower in the game. They're not great without range investment, but with range investment they do absurd amounts of damage, both for multi-target and single target. Cute model, by the way, thank you. I just started using this recently, so I'm still getting used to it, I guess. What does it do? The Warden? They launch 5 projectiles at a time, and they can target anything within its range in a 360-degree angle. And these 5 projectiles don't need to hit different targets. They can all hit the exact same target. Hence why it's good for both multi-target and single target. You can just set a few of them up and they will just shred bosses. Just championed the model 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago at this point. But thank you. So, need to get used to the tracking, I guess. It has been tweaking me sensitivity on things like my smiling and mouth being open, because I noticed it was having some trouble picking that up. But I think part of that might just be, oh, it's probably just that I'm not used to moving my mouth a lot, which again I need to get used to doing more. Everyone with my model, I'm glad to hear that. I do think, or I was thinking it could potentially be jarring for people who are so used to the V-Ride I was using. I don't think the wisp dens are really doing a whole lot at the moment, but they're mainly for dealing with the ogre once that comes, because they should deal tons of damage to that. You already really need to exaggerate your movement and expression to an extent. Sure, I'll put more points into tower stats. Sensitivity can help a lot. But even with sensitivity set up properly, you do still need to exaggerate to an extent. And that's, again, something that I am really not used to. It really need to be picking up items right now because I'm gonna time after the wave since it's the last one. I kind of hard to break habits. Especially when it's something that you still should be doing most of the time anyway. Time to upgrade the blossoms. An expressionless character can work too anyway. It's cute. Some people would think that, but I do think others would view it as a feeling of the model, even though it's not really a problem with the model, it's a problem with myself. Alright. Oh, that died very quickly. But yeah, see what I mean about the damage of the wristbands? I think it works for my model, that's good at least. Definitely need more defense health. I should probably put more in casting rate. And then I can worry about other hero stats and turret stats on the next level. Alright, did I get anything better? It's just epic, so I'm not gonna end up using it anyway. Now, this thing is 24 maximum upgrades. It's definitely going to be good for long term. Did I get any better melee weapons? Not that I can use right now, at least. It's +8. No, that's just +11 tower attack speed. I'll take that. Oh wow, that's very good for this level. Better than what I'm using, at least. Probably should... Oh, never mind, this is just better. I Punch your boots. None of these are particularly good. This gives a lot of range, but -4 tower health is not great. And you don't really need hero stats right now. Aside from casting rate. So I'll just stick with this. I'm not going to upgrade anything yet, so jumping into Mongus quarters. I'm trying to remember exactly what my build plan was for this map. At the very least, I was using right, I think it was 17 times 3, that's 51, plus 14, 65. Plus another 7, 72. I think I was using 2 blossoms per side. Yeah, that checks out. Getting 6 angry blossoms, 3 sludge launchers, 6 cloud towers, and 3 wisp bands. 2 for anti-air and 1 for the ogre. I shouldn't need to do anything here. The blossom should be able to handle it. Go ahead and start on sludge launchers. I don't want to give a little bit of space because of kobolds. There may not be enough space for the ogre splash damage. They obviously can't place them too far back, but I won't be able to reach far enough. Do not need anti-air quite yet. And go ahead and put a cloud on each side. The question is, do I... I should get plenty of mana. I can go ahead and put on second clouds per side before I start on anti-air. projectiles from the cloud towers can reach very far. So they end up helping a lot with dealing with the kobolds. Otherwise, the blossoms definitely would not be able to hold up. And that gets me enough mana to completely finish the build. Bring this a bit far back. It can't even hit anything until I upgrade it. I guess I should go ahead and put more points into tower range right now. May as well upgrade the wisp ends first. Then I probably want to upgrade the sludge launchers. I don't think the blossoms have taken enough damage yet to where they need upgrades. I get that one a bit close. All the drops almost spawned immediately. Stupid. I think the biggest weakness of the Warden in a solo challenge like this are electric Indian kobolds. Go ahead and max this out. Is because they're immune to the lightning towers, and your other towers don't have a ton of range. At least not nearly as much. I should be upgrading these. And pick that up before it despawns. Not jump up that way. the ones in the front. Yeah, these wisp dens are just shredding the wyverns. I think one upgrade is really all you need on them for anti-air. Weird. And now I'm just going to keep upgrading the middle towers to kill that ogre faster. And also take more hits from it. The rest of my defenses are fine at this point, I'm pretty sure. Not taking any damage. I guess poison immune, or not poison immune, electric immune mages could also be a problem. Because they like to just hang back and summon skeletons. And that should be good. To finish upgrading these angry blossoms. Although, might be a good idea to upgrade the other wisp dens. They could potentially save me from the ogre if it breaks through. I'll go ahead and upgrade the blossoms first, though. Because ideally the ogre doesn't break through to begin with. So may as well try to make that less likely. I have 10 mana short. There we are. And now I don't really have anything else to upgrade. Ogre does spawn in very soon though. I can just save mana for repairs. I think I'm gonna be greedy and go for the... Honestly, I should probably just upgrade these. I think I'm just going to go for the tower's only experience bonus. Ow. I just let that kill me. Hopefully though, it wasn't in range of the wisp dens. That is my bad. Time to reset, I guess. I should not have let myself get killed there.
You can access the forge from anywhere, but you can only sell me wares in the tavern. Hey there.
Delete that. It's all this.
Your mana wisely.
Looks like ads are starting in a few minutes.
5, 6, 7. What do you need?
Bit of time to at least start a new run.
Etheria.
He's pouting? Was I? I do have a toggle I haven't used yet. Did I accidentally toggle it on or something? Hang on. Apparently I did accidentally turn it on. Not sure how I managed that. But it's not intentional. But it works. Yeah, I guess it is funny timing. Oh, I know why I turned it on. Is I have it set to me pressing both the 3 and 0 at once on my number pad. So when I was creating the mana token, and I typed 300,000, I accidentally turned it on that way. But yeah, right after losing the round is, I guess, as good a timing as any. They might need to rethink my keybinds on that. Because all of my toggles are set to holding down 0 and some other number pad key. Okay. My goblin was not getting hit. Come on, get in range of the blossoms. You have about $10 stored credits in the Google survey things, and it expires sometime in January. Is there a paid zone game I know that you should investigate? I don't know. Nothing's immediately coming to mind. Oh, ads are starting here. I guess we'll start my break and be back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. I honestly think it's kind of a pain, but there's no setting for me to let audio from the game play while it's out of focus. Welcome back, thank you. If I'll attempt to type something in chat or something, then it cuts the audio for stream. Alright, should probably start from this side. Hopefully I get some good items here. And not get hit by enemies. I probably do need to actually do something here. I don't think I can trust my blossoms to handle these on their own. Especially when this archer is shooting from outside the range. There we are. Increase my tower damage. Start setting up slime launchers, or sludge launchers. Sludge is a form of slime, I guess. That's not the right tower. I don't have to worry about orcs yet. I can just put a second slime or a sludge launcher on each side. You feel like slime is cleaner? And slime is less about the substance and more about the consistency, I think. The saying slime is inherently clean, I don't think is accurate. I once again almost got hit there. Good, and set up my last blossoms. I think my defenses can handle themselves at this point. Casting rate is definitely not where I want it to be right now. But the important thing is I get it up before the last wave of foundries and forges. So I can better deal with the ogre. My mistake last time was focusing on or rather getting distracted by the ogre hitting my defenses on the side with the sludge ball. I should probably at least upgrade one of these instead of just focusing on the center. I was actually being threatened. Sludge feels like sometimes toxic leftovers are byproduct, while slime is more of an intended substance. I've never really thought of it that way. Like, when you say something is slimy, that doesn't mean it's intended to be that way. I guess I just keep upgrading my Hungry Blossoms. But is slimy that doesn't mean to be? I'm having trouble thinking of a specific example. One thing about me is that it's very detrimental to job interviews is I'm very bad at coming up with examples. And that's not something you really think about much, I don't think. But job interviews are largely testing your ability to come up with examples. I don't like job interviews. I think most people don't. Get my tour health up. Another way to think about it is for a job interview, they're not just interviewing you, you're also interviewing them. And that was pretty good range damage. This has low range damage and low upgrade levels. Even with the bonus projectiles, it's probably not great. Which is sad. That's not at a level that's gonna be usable. This is probably my best ranged option, at least for now. That's pretty good. Alright. So I don't need this anymore. Okay, it's weird that Seribot bans someone, but their message isn't automatically deleted, it just says restricted. I guess it doesn't need to be deleted if it was never true to begin with. Interviewing the employer is a very rare case for most people. It's only if the interviewee is highly desirable. I mean, I think learning more about the position and whether it's a good fit for you is important. I've had absolutely miserable jobs. Not all jobs are created equal. Alright. Back to foundries and forges. Not really any point in building this right now. That's in my way. Like what? You want to hear about the more generic jobs I've done? Well, I think the worst job I've ever had was working at a preschool. I have worked retail. There's one time I was in training for a job but never actually started it because it seemed potentially scammy. I don't think I've ever really had a good job. I basically found one that was decent and kept it. What did I do? You're gonna have to be more specific. Oh, welcome, Cheesy. How have you been? I noticed you seemed to go offline for a bit, at least as far as I could tell. What did I have to do while working in a preschool that made it so miserable? I mean, as a teacher's assistant, and managing kids with grumpy managers is kind of awful, especially since yawning about how places like that worked. I very much disagree with how they do things, and it's not really specific to where I worked. I mean, some of it likely was, but it's also how the industry is as a thing, and how they maintain certification and whatnot. You've been alright on hiatus for not badly in June, but you're better now? I see. I'm glad you're doing better. Having mental health issues is not fun. I absolutely understand being there. I know you came in at a time where conversation isn't exactly fun. I don't think anyone really likes talking about work. It was always my passion to be a teacher. It really wasn't. At the time, I was desperate for a job and accepting whatever I could get. And I think they were desperate for employees and taking whoever they could get. And it was a very bad sit all around. Yeah, let's put some points in casting right here. It's definitely been good to take a break. Remembering there's life outside of content. True. And obviously lots of things to do with your time. And sometimes it's important to just do other things differently from your normal routine. They let you be a TA at a preschool, zero education. Yeah, preschools don't really have much in the way of requirements for being a TA. Even at an elementary school, all you really need is a high school diploma for that. But yeah, that's just being a TA. That's not being a primary teacher. It's very baffling to you. Seems like that would be reserved for young teachers to learn the job. I do think teachers in training do tend to work as TAs at first, but they also, I think, tend to do more than is needed for a TA. Just so that they can ease into the fields more easily. And at the preschool, I have never seen people that happy to leave a job. So it's really no wonder why they were so desperate to hire people. How long did I last there? Like 2 months. They're desperate to hire people for cheap. True. I think places like that also don't really get the funding they need to actually do things properly. Which is probably why everyone's so grumpy there. But also as an industry, their priorities are totally backwards. It's all about looking good to parents because that's where the money comes from, regardless of the well-being of the children. Down big flame. These powers are dealing with the kobolds effectively enough. I mean, one was able to slip through and it did a ton of damage. It seems like most of them are getting taken out at least. Our range and attack speed a little bit. You probably upgrade the blossoms over here. And actually pick up the mana. Yeah, when it comes to protecting children from other children and kids of that age can be very destructive. There really isn't much of anything employees are even allowed to do. Surprisingly destructive. I mean, it probably wouldn't be surprising to a lot of people, but another reason that I personally wasn't really suited to a job like that is I have difficulty being authoritative, which is kind of important in a position like that. I'm also just not really good at talking with people in general, but that, of course, includes children. Okay, which direction is this going? Middle, okay. No, not middle. Yes, middle. Keeps faking me out. Okay, sold my mana. Okay, ogre's done. And the rest of the rumbles should be easy. I'm guessing the higher-ups had a live mentality when it came to that. More like... Well, I'm not really sure why this is the case, but kids who were known to be a danger to others were still allowed around the other kids without really any measures put in place to prevent anything from happening. In theory, being authoritative could be learned. Maybe. It kind of goes against how I think of people in general. I'm not sure whether this is better or worse. I'll hang on to both for now, I guess. But I generally am against thinking of anyone as being above or below anyone else. So it feels wrong to me to try to I guess impose my will on anyone else, even though I'm aware I'm in a position of authority over another person. This is probably better. Alright. Back to Manga's quarters, I guess. But yeah, even when it comes to children, I know that when I was a kid, I hated being spoken to like a kid. I think that carries over into how I speak with them as an adult. Not that I think it's been quite a while since I've even spoken with a child. I had a friend who had a child, but I haven't really spoken to them in quite a while. I haven't seen my relatives in years. I used to be authoritative at work, often not to rank, but as someone delegated the responsibility. And it just feels weird. Yeah, I get that. I'm beating the future authoritarian allegations. I didn't realize I was under suspicion of that. All the future allegations? They seem like someone who would receive allegations like that. I guess that's not really relevant because there are people who will accuse others of things with absolutely zero basis. For really stupid reasons. I was actually called a statist once because I said that you shouldn't drink and drive. I think I've mentioned that before. I don't think you have to be a statist to think you shouldn't drink and drive. I think you just need common sense. And you'll be the first one to make them as you that kind of viewer. If that's a status, then you're a status too. Exactly. Common sense advice. I think any reasonable person would think that. But of course, there are definitely unreasonable people. Sorry if that's a shock to anyone. I don't think there's anything wrong with my ilk last time. is just what I did during the wave that I need to make sure I don't make the same mistake. You're shocked. I'm sorry. You just hit the floor when I admitted negative connotation that I was against drinking and driving. I know, so terrible of me. And basically just asking for everyone's rights to be taken away. But I do think that someone's right to not be hit by a drunk driver is more important than someone's right to drive drunk. Is that the booze pool? Is that a thing? You hope booze pool isn't a thing? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if someone has tried it. It's not get blown up. Was it already upgraded? Drunk driving is not right anyway, it's really a crime. Well, yeah. But there are people who will say that laws against drunk driving is having their rights taken away. Getting my Angry Blossoms upgrade in. So they probably tried it this year and the year before that. I was looking at chat, did not mean to upgrade that. Or open that, I mean. Yeah, again, that would not surprise me. I think hot beer spas are a thing in Europe. Interesting. I should upgrade these first. But thank you QC for the bits. I think it's... weird how there are people who will criticize you for not drinking alcohol, but one thing I don't think is really talked about enough is that pressuring people into drinking, or at least trying to, is a bit predatory, I think. Like, no matter how you look at it, it's creepy that someone would care so much about you not mentally impairing yourself. Silly jumbo emote go burr. Yeah, I think with gigantic emotes, I don't always process immediately that that's something someone needed to spend bits on to do. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol either. Alright. I might actually want to put more points in hero health. Probably not significant, but just a little more of the cushion to potentially avoid getting one shot by the ogre. Seems like a good idea. I think it's mostly people viewing it as a bonding experience. That seemed like a weird way to bond with people, if you ask me, but that's just me, I guess. It just seems like there are way more meaningful and engaging ways to actually connect with someone. Yeah. Just going to focus on the front this time. If the ogre launches a slime ball that trumps my unfair defenses on one side gun and a half, I'm not going to worry about it. The age-old adage of cease the round. Yeah. I'm not going to stop people from doing that if that's what they want. I'll honest. I did almost lose my best friend due to their alcoholism, so let's not jump in the lava. Needless to say, I am wary of it. honestly, it probably should go ahead and attack it, even if it's not going to do much. Crazy with Den. Oh, it's actually in range of this one now, at least. I was in range of it? Really? I lose to this ogre again. That is tragic. It did not look like he was in range. Yeah, it really didn't. But apparently it was. The ogre wasn't even facing you. I was pretty much at a 90-degree angle to it. It used its wide swing, and I was on the side of its swinging arm, so... So that I got clipped by it, I was trying to get behind it so that I could bait it into the other wisp den. Once it took out that one.
Kids these days wear the strangest clothing.
But, oh well.
Hey there.
I didn't exactly make the same mistake, but still lost to the same enemy. Which I wasn't expecting to be
Time is mana, friend.
that much of a threat. It's not accidentally activated toggle this time.
Have I your friends out? Or two, or three.
Oh, welcome, Nyan. If you got to ask how my run went, well, the last battle I did on stream, I had a plan for it, and forgot to change what Pokemon I had in my party. So I ran into the battle with the wrong Pokemon, didn't realize it until most of the way through, and basically had to come up with a new plan on the spot. But the new plan also ended up being riskless, so didn't end up losing anything.
Etheria.
Anyway, on to the next attempt, I guess. Also, out of curiosity, I went back to see how much I actually used the Bunnelby, and I brought it in against the first trainer to finish off his Rocket-E with a quick attack, and that's the only time I ever used it. Pokemon Champ Juniper. I'm still very early in Run and Bun. I did plan out the next I think 2 battles at least. But yeah, I don't even have 1 gym rod yet. At least I found some use for him. True. Now junior champ confirmed. I'm hopefully going to be a run and bun champion eventually. But that is almost certainly a long ways away. I think I had a pretty solid start to the run at least. I'm going to need to decide whether I want to delay my Granite Cave encounter. And it really just depends on whether or not I need to. I'm not sure whether I'm going to want to do first floor or second floor. It seems like first floor is the better option overall, but second floor has a higher chance of encountering Togedemaru, which is probably the best Pokemon obtainable there. It does look like ads are starting in a couple minutes. You please, thank you. I looked at Brennan and Roxanne look scary. They actually change up the order of the gyms a little bit, so Roxanne's the second gym after Brawly. But, yeah, they're definitely way scarier than their vanilla versions. And we're talking about Run and Bun here, that should be obvious to anyone who knows anything about the game. Of course, this isn't exactly a Pokemon stream, so it's not like I can expect my audience to know what Run and Bun is. Ow. Should not have let myself get hit there. The fences are taking too much damage. I should have been attacking the archers instead of trying to build more. I'm only level 4. Oh well. Ads are starting in 15 seconds, so I'll go ahead and take my break here and be back in a few minutes. Alright, I'm back. Gosh, my blossoms really did take a ton of damage there. I really was expecting this to be easier than it has been. But the only real problem has been that ogre. Welcome back, thank you. My sledge launches up. I do need to do something about these blossoms. I can try selling and rebuilding them, I guess. It has time to repair, nor do I have to... I guess I could upgrade the middle one? And hope that's enough. Is my final day off? Yeah, I only took paid leave through Tuesday. So it's... and I let myself get hit. So it's back to work tomorrow. And I don't think I'm going to be able to stream Thursday because I have family visiting. But I do plan on more run and fun over the weekend. More run and fun and potentially more dungeon defenders. Is there an event happening? Well, my dad's been working remotely after moving away, so he actually has his graduation party that he's coming up here for. Good for him. Yeah, he's been looking forward to retirement for quite a while. Should probably stay down here for now. I should definitely be more careful not to get hit, because losing all these XP bonuses has been brutal. Yeah, looking forward to retirement 2.5 his age. Understandable. Retirement would be nice. But I think I think my priority isn't on retirement and more on being able to quit my job to be a full-time VTuber. Of course, I'm still saving up to retirement, but it might beat this into my defensive. There we are. I'm sure Samley should announce they're retiring with him at the event. My mom's already retired. I don't think there are going to be any other family members around, so... Well, and myself, but it's not like I'm in a position to retire. I guess these probably should get upgraded. They've taken quite a beating. Join him in solidarity. You know, if I could afford to, I would. Also, I might not even be able to attend the graduation party. My, schedule... or what I'm doing next week is... I'm going to need to play it by ear. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to stream next Thursday either. Like, they probably won't. And I let myself get hit again. I don't even need to be opening these right now. I'm completely throwing. Just the people that pointed out my hiccups on stream, that you notice them all the time. Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned them myself, so it's not like it's their fault. I'm at least a level behind where I want to be right now. Are there any weapons better than what I'm using? Well, this is a better ranged weapon for sure. So we'll hang on to that. That... nothing. Do I go with the... tower health over the tower damage? I don't think so. Even if the resist is better. That's pretty good, but I can't use it yet. Two more levels for that. I guess I should sell everything I don't want. Why is that still locked? There we are. Now, hopefully, the ogres don't give me too much trouble, despite being behind in EXP. Welcome, Freights. Hello. And thank you for the blast. Honestly, I might need it just for getting past this ogre. Oh, not this ogre, but the next one. Right to the ogre gods, I don't get hit with max range splash. I think I just need to be extra careful and hope that it doesn't use exactly the wrong attack at exactly the wrong time. Ingy Blossom. They are very angry looking. It's hard to tell when they're not attacking. Yoinks, one Angie Blossom. I need those. Brilliant. Got all this that should get me enough mana for a sludge launcher at least. Or in the recent class that got released. Yeah, it's the newest one. It has had some time to get nerfed since then, so it's not as strong as it was on release. I'm again going to do the same thing with any other new classes that I might want to do this challenge with. Give it time to undergo some balance changes. And with balance changes, this, or even after the nerfs, this class feels very strong. I just need to stop getting hit by that ogre. It also might be a good idea for me to reposition my anti-air. So that it's more likely to actually hit the ogre. Maybe a chance for Jester Ironman? Oh yeah, the Jester is the class that I plan on doing this with next. Wheel of Fortune. I think the Wheel of Fortune is going to be important at the very least for dealing with kobolds. Since I think those are going to be the Jester's biggest weakness. And go ahead and use an enemy debuff. I think that's probably my best option. Just so they don't deal so much damage and it's easier for my arrows to take them out before they can do anything. A tower have eyes. Yeah, they look kind of goofy. Very different from the blossoms. These turrets almost don't look like they were made by the same class. Awesome, saying you clouds goofy perfect pair. Yes, you could say that. Continue to put more points in casting rate. I'm behind on levels, so I might not be able to improve my range and damage as much as I'd like to. Or not range and damage, range and attack speed. I think my tower damage and health are where I want them to be right now. Oh yeah, I am level 14, so I can go ahead and equip those boots. They get some really good stats. Strictly better than what I was using before. Aside from maybe their resistances, but I'm not too worried about those right now. The resistances could help me avoid getting one-shot by the ogre. physical resistance, and hero health would be the way to do that. I'm just not sure whether I can a sword to put points in them right now. Especially when I'm behind the level curve. Since the boots I just equipped did give me more sword health, that does mean my towers aren't going to be full health until I upgrade them again. It's probably the best I can do. I guess I'm sacrificing some casting rate. I will be honest, I am getting very hungry now. Says I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna be able to stream for today. At the very least, I'm gonna try to get past the Demon Lord. Creating that with the wolves coming up behind me was probably a bit brave. Go ahead and upgrade that since it's damaged. Should upgrade this since the ogre could go that way. And then it's going this way. Let's go ahead and upgrade Blossom, bit more mana. Okay. Guess I didn't really need much casting rate. Can you straight out the rest of the map? Okay, so what? Right, I definitely need tower health. Yeah, I think tower range is gonna be most important thing here. Probably don't need to be picking up all this mana. And hopefully I picked up some good items. Let's... a good melee weapon that I can't use yet. This thing has some pretty good tower stats. Ogre is the last boss for each level. It's kind of a mini boss. Not all levels have them, but a lot of them do. There are actual bosses in this game. The first of which is the Demon Lord. That's a lot of range. -3 tower attack speed isn't great. I'm not actually sure whether that's better or worse than what I'm using. The hero stats are significantly better. Resists are worse. Power stats are basically a side grade. I do think I could use more tower range. Sure, let's do it. Back to Manga's quarters for a third time. I do think I might want to adjust the positioning of my anti-air. But I guess I can figure that out when it's actually time to build my anti-air. And I guess I have extra time on this first wave. I'm thinking, well, this is where I have been placing them. I don't think I can afford to place them too far off to the side. At least here should be fine. That brings them a little closer to the metal. And on this side, I guess it would be here. Alright, let's actually build these sludge launchers. I have no reason to prioritize the sides on the first wave. And I guess I have a little bit of reason to. Because basically, up until the ogre, more enemies are coming to the sides than to the middle. With the exception of the first wave, but so they weren't focusing on B. Anti-irritating. They would have gotten all 3 sludge launchers up. I also feel my throat's starting to hurt, but I think that's just because I haven't been drinking enough water. I also obviously streamed yesterday and did a long stream Saturday. So it would be understandable that my throat's sore. Okay, I think that's probably the best positioning. And then with upgrades, they should hopefully be able to reach over here. Especially since I equipped an item with tons of cover range on it. At the cost of basically every other tower stat. Yeah, let's upgrade these to level 1. I should upgrade the sludge launchers. Orc's chasing me now because I jumped on its head. Oh, not anymore. I do think the increased tower range is helping a lot. I think the lack of damage and attack speed is maybe making the orcs harder to kill. And then I should upgrade the possums on the side. These are all level 1. Given how the clouds look, it's kinda goofy. And now I can focus on the middle. Musty. Angry possums take a bit of damage. I don't really need to upgrade anything on the sides anymore. And now I really need to make sure all my wisp dens are maxed out. Level 2. Since the cost to upgrade them goes up with every level, and your mana capacity also increases every time you level up, then the highest level you can upgrade towers is based on your hero's level. My current level, the highest I can upgrade is to level 3. later on, at level 60, I'll be able to upgrade to level 5. I don't remember what level it takes for level 4. But it's just a flat... plus 20 mana increase every level. And upgrading something to level 4 costs 700 mana. So I guess you need level 34 for that. I really should be drinking some water here. And hopefully that helps. Don't need to upgrade all the chests right now. Or open, I mean. He was talking about upgrading stuff. I guess I don't need to be picking this up right now. Just need mana. Now captured the Angry Blossoms. I'm not sure whether I can fully upgrade them before the ogre gets here. I can at least do one. I am running out of time. Ogre should be spawning right now. Not sure whether that's just sad that I had that timing down. Okay, that is way too close to be standing. Anti-air is not reaching right now. Nice, okay. Finally beat Maga's critters. And switch a scuffed run too. Right. Time to invest in hero health so that I don't just die to the boss. Nice, thank you. I want to make sure I pick up all the mana because I want to upgrade a weapon here. So I can't just wait for it to get auto-banked. Alright, that's everything. Do we have a better weapon than this for ranged? Oh, this. This is really good, actually. I guess that's what I'm gonna be upgrading. First stats aren't as good. The thing about doing a solo challenge like this is you pretty much need to focus on tower stats, but you still need to be somewhat well-rounded. And this has about equal tower stats, probably a little better. Where's hero stats? Much better resistances. I think I'll go with it. Oh, welcome, PB. You, this is much better. You missed me dying to the ogre on this multiple times because it kept one-shotting me. But now that I'm past that, I don't really anticipate having any roadblocks. Let's just say it kept underestimating its reach. Not quite enough mana for an additional projectile. Oh well. Is there anything else I can sell? I think I can sell this. I can probably solve that. I'll sell this. And I'll sell this. Welcome, Yoder. One shot from poison ball or just too close? Just being too close. Rest of years. And this is just better than this. Yes, you can sell this. I don't think any of the rest of these are strictly worse than what I'm currently using. That's not enough for another upgrade. Alright, this is gonna have to be enough for the boss. Oh wait, doing well, I think. I definitely could use more sleep. Throat's starting to get sore again. And I am very hungry, but probably not going to be streaming much longer. I'll probably just finish Alchemical Laboratory and call it after that. But how are you doing? Do I have enough mana for 8 Angry Blossoms? Maybe? Yeah, I do. If I lose, I have to restart from the Squire challenge? That sounds awful. And so starting in a couple minutes, so I'm going to take a break when that happens. I should eat something. Yeah, I'm gonna eat after a stream. That really has a good opportunity to eat during stream, unless I take an extended break for that. Switch launcher on each side. And then a wisp down on each side in the back. Yeah, they say it's only devastating if you lose. Do they say that? I can put a cloud tower. I don't have enough mana for another one. You can go ahead and start the wave. And may be able to finish it before ad start. A could be anyone. I guess so, if you put it that way. And then I can just put some wisp ends down for the boss. I am 1 defense unit short of the cap for the EXP bonus, but should be fine. Ends are starting here, so I'll take my break now and be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I'm back. Made sure I drink plenty of water. Went ahead and started preheating my oven so I don't have to wait for that after stream. Welcome dog, thank you. I may as well start upgrading bees. This one seems hard when the boss spawns and starts owning your defenses. Yeah, it probably would be. So I think the only practical way to beat this with Warden is to try to shred the boss with wisp dens. And fortunately, wisp dens are very much capable of doing that. If I keep leaving, does that mean I'll stream forever? I think either way I'm calling stream after this. Let's get all my wisp ends up to level 1. Illegal child? It's illegal for me to end on a loss. I did that all the time with Hyperlight Rooster. I think basically every single Hyperlight Rooster run I did was within a single stream. I might have broken up one between streams, but it's in Dungeon Defender's terms of service. Oh dear. And like you can't dip on the laws. That sounds like a good way to go on tilts. Do I need to upgrade these to level 2? I probably should. I can still upgrade them to level 3 after this wave. Guess I don't need to upgrade the one that's not damaged. Other than the back, I don't think I need to worry about. Maybe I should upgrade them just to be safe. I just need to make sure I leave myself enough mana to upgrade all the wisp bends. Spawn from the chest. Let's upgrade my sludge launchers. For maximum global defense. Started upgrading these back wisp dens. So they can maybe keep these blossoms healthy more effectively. And I also ideally going to be able to hit the boss. I should upgrade this one. Now I can focus on upgrading the other wisp dens. I am likely going to need to upgrade some blossoms between waves. Okay, only 2 of those need to be upgraded once, which I should be able to manage during the waves. I forgot to put more points into your health. Go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and upgrade these since they're damaged. My square playthrough, there was a triple orc spawn that added the back path and killed my bouncers. Yeah, I think that was definitely a weak point in my defenses. It's just a single harpoon and a single bouncer back there. And here I have 2 angry blossoms and a maxed out wisp den. Those are all maxed out. Now I need to keep my blossoms alive. Defenses in the back have not been damaged. May as well upgrade this. Is currently healthy. And upgrade these. How did this thing get damaged? These are fully repairing. I don't really need to do anything else. I can upgrade these some more. Make sure I have full mana for the boss fight. this in the bag unless the boss does some crazy crap. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully my wisp dens are strong enough. Am I standing directly in front of the boss? I probably shouldn't be standing there right now. Okay, made it out of the way. It's attacking my wisp dens now. Let's actually hit these. My wisp dens are getting shredded. Okay. Say, go ahead and rebuild these. Okay, guess I didn't need to. That was pretty quick. They're not quite as smooth as I was hoping. That was embarrassingly easy. Yeah, as I said, I was expecting that to... Oh, I was expecting my wisp dens to hold up a little bit better. But then when I was trying to rebuild them, it didn't matter because my surviving wisp dens were able to finish it. Right, let's see what I got. That was fast, nice, thank you. I guess I don't really need to look at these weapons. So this is generally good, but the -5s in tower health and the -8 in hero damage are not great. It's still better than what I'm using, I think. Slightly worse tower stats, but significantly better overall. This has better tower stats, but substantially worse hero stats. This was much better. I'll go with that. I think that's better. At the very least, more well-rounded. That I can't even use yet. Those are very good. Ali, yeah. Very good early boots. Yeah. Just look at those tower stats. Alright. Are these bracers better than not having bracers? Yeah. These might just be the worst bracers I've ever seen. Ah, guess I'm going with an empty slot. And fully upgrade this weapon. Minus 18 in tower stats total. Yeah. And slight. Minus 9 in health and attack speed, minus 4 in damage, and only plus 4 in range. Something like that. And only plus 13 in hero stats too. No reason to pick up these crystals. I'm just going to let everything auto bank and then find someone to raid. I could raid. Sure, let's raid Quake. Alright, well, if you're watching on YouTube and would like to join the raid, feel free to switch over to Twitch. Next stream should be over the weekend. Likely Saturday, if not Sunday. Going to be continuing my Pokemon Nuzlocke, which is starting with what a lot of people consider to be the first real fight of the game. But I already have a plan for the fight. Should be completely riskless. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.